In 5, 4. Rhythm Wit. Hey guys, how's it going? Nick Campbell here, and with me as always is
David Steele.
And we are
Rhythm and Wit.
Oh my God,
yes,
today.
We're here. This is the Rhythm Wit Podcast, episode 52. We got a very special episode because we have
Julie Drake and Will Davis with us.
back for the second time.
Yeah, how's it feel? Does it feel better?
Yeah, it feels great that I'm
like
not
you
here
missed
at
the
night.
couch?
Huh?
Yeah, that was that night.
I was here at night last time.
Yeah.
I mean, this is first thing in the morning, and I love
Right.
this. The only thing I've done today is walk my dogs.
So you got outside in the cold.
It sucks.
Man.
Well, the last time I was on the show, I had like no sleep the night before.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I watched the episode and I was like,
Can you tell?
people are going to be like, what is she on?
I think didn't you just get back from a big show or something like that?
I don't
Or
even
road trip?
remember.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling us that. Though.
I don't even remember, but I had like no
Right.
sleep. And parts of that episode, I was like, oh God, can I delete? Can I report this? But then also
to get
the
it taken down.
but then the egotistical side was like, well, it's getting a lot of views.
Yeah.
Well, you're like one of our top views.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. It
And,
definitely was for a long time. I mean, we've had some that probably have. Last year, I always say this, was like, for whatever reason, Cody Troutman has like over 1,000 views on
Oh,
our,
yeah.
which no one's ever come close to. I don't know
Yeah.
how he did it.
You know what? This is probably maybe not what Cody is doing, but I heard someone say, yeah, if I'm on a YouTube video, I just play it. And
Yeah,
let it
on
loop.
repeat.
So when people go in to check it, it's like, oh,
Right.
this has got
Yeah.
it's got 50,000 views.
Possibly. I don't know. He does have his own podcast, so maybe he's got some tricks that he's
Yeah.
learned.
I know Cepeda. I mean,
Yeah.
Liz and I have been just leaving it on and watching it. You know?
He just want
I tried to show it to my kid. He don't care, but we listened to it on the way home
That's funny.
yesterday. But he was like, "Man, this guy." I was like, "What are you talking about? You don't even know this dude."
This is my friend.
Shouts out to Spada Cheeks.
What up?
It's comedy special.
But yeah, thanks for coming again, you guys. This has been great. We talked about having people, like, we wanted to have certain people back on, but it's like we were talking about this earlier, but there's so many people that we still haven't gotten to. Sorry, we'll get to you at some point. But, you know, we've hit most of the OKC comics that we know, so we wanted to have some of you guys back on, so this is a nice way to kind of pair people up and having more of a focused topic. And today's topic is
Headlining. What's up? What's up?
Headlining.
We have my headlining show
Yes.
December 12th. You can go buy tickets now, nickcampbellcomedy.com. What's up? What's up, guys? But yeah, I'm doing a little headlining show, and I'm hoping that I can steal your experience and information.
yeah,
Is that possible?
knowledge.
You're going to get a lot of information from me because I hate headlining.
Do you really? Why do you hate headlining?
There's so much pressure. We'll
Right.
get into it, but
Yeah.
there's just a lot of pressure in closing the show,
Mhm.
especially
Yeah, being last.
if you get grouped up with some comedians that aren't bought in, and then they
Mhm.
just kind of what do you call it? Just kind of dog it. You know what I mean? And then you're
Yeah.
stuck with this audience that really wants to leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then because they have to set you up for success, and if they
Yeah.
don't do that, then
And like
Yeah.
Nick was saying before we started recording, he was like, I'm thinking about having the show to be 2 hours. And
yeah.
I'm like, that's a bad idea.
yeah.
Because I've been headliner or the last or however you want to
Mhm.
phrase it at the end of a very long show.
Mhm.
And I'd rather just go home.
Yeah.
I'd
Okay.
rather just, I mean, there was like one time that the show was running, it was on a Thursday. By the time I got up there, the show was already 1:40 and they
Mhm.
had booked me to do 45.
Oh,
and I could
wow.
see the audience was ready to go. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I would rather just go home.
Mhm.
And it was not fun.
For
So
sure.
2.5 hours.
He's absolutely right.
Yeah.
The who you have
Yeah.
before that goes on before you can make or break
Mhm.
it's that was such a good point. Sorry.
Is that the buy-in? So you're talking about like the people who are on the show and they're like,
People
dude.
on the show.
Yeah, like
that are there to do their best and not phone it in.
yeah, phoning it in. That's the term I was thinking
Or
about.
not going way over their time.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, I have seen that.
yeah,
Or-
it's ridiculous.
It's like some people will get on stage and their first couple jokes won't go right, and then they just kind of like, well, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then they start
Go off
tagging
the
the
rails.
audience, and it's just a really bad. And then it's hard for the second person to pick up off of that, and then it just or the second person takes that same energy and it's just like, well, I guess I'll phone it in too, and then you're stuck with people expecting something like, I'm gonna do 5 and get out of here.
I think what's worse than that, and this happened to me a few weeks ago, is when someone's closing joke doesn't land.
Oh yeah.
And instead of just being graceful and saying something, the comic just kept going on.
They want to like
and
redeem
on,
themselves.
and they kept digging and digging
Oh,
and
no.
digging. And it was like that scene in Rocky IV where he's like, throw the damn towel.
But they're up there living by Cobra Kai rules. No mercy, baby. I'm gonna get this joke out.
I was really about to go, throw the damn towel, get him off the stage, And it just kept getting worse because the closing joke didn't end. So they thought, well, my closer didn't end, so I'm going to do about 10 more. That's not going to
they
work.
want to like get that in on the big laugh.
Yeah. And it just kept getting worse. So
Your host can mess it up too. You know what I mean? If your host is doing too much in the in between, like
that's kind of a way. I mean, a good host can kind of help solve that issue if like somebody does something weird at the end of a set, or and then the host can come back and be like, that was weird, wasn't it? And kind of save, and kind of point that out, and then get the audience back to kind of a even playing field type.
like that's one thing I love about hosting the mic at Bricktown. Is because sometimes someone will go up there and do something so weird, and then my usual go-to line is "Stay off drugs."
Yeah.
I like to say, you can say all of that again, but to your therapist.
These are inside thoughts.
I like to keep that open mic rolling because it's 20 people. You know what I'm saying? So you don't got a lot of time to get in there and say something real quick, and then let's go.
Yeah, that's good.
Sometimes like they'll have a host that thinks they have to do time at the mic in between, and it's like, have you ever watched the nature show where someone's like throws a dart at the elephant and the elephant just goes down? I just want to have that dart just to make him shut up. Because if you're at the end of the mic list,
you're just ready to go up.
And the host gets up there and then grabs the microphone off of the stand and like, whoa, what are you doing, dude? We're on number 16, bro.
what are you doing?
What, dude? I'll go to the person running the light. I'll be like, hey, throw that light up.
To the host.
The worst is like when you have someone that's new, and it happens because that light at Bricktown is kind of hard to see. So I go by the clock now, not the light. But when someone who's never been on stage and they're just going on, and you see the light being waved, and then like you're hosting, so what I have to do is like I just do a slow clap and walk up.
Oh, that's brilliant.
One time, this guy, we all started clapping, and he thought he was doing so well, and that's why we were
he was
clapping.
like,
And he just kept going, and I'm like, well, that backfired.
Yeah, dude, that's my favorite. Whenever somebody's like really hitting the light, like you'll see Will Burnson like jumping,
I know.
and, like doing like that, and then you'll go, "Oh, look, it looks like I got my light. I got one more minute."
No.
I'm about to wrap it up.
Yeah, let me wrap this up.
I like to creep on the stage.
Yeah,
And I tell people at the beginning, if you're getting the second light, you're gonna see me creep up on the stage. And when I creep up on the stage, it's time to like really wrap it up.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna be behind you.
Just like,
I think I saw
Right
Buckholz
there.
go up and be like, "All right, Bricktown,"
Yeah.
It's like, oh, somebody's up there.
Oh, he's got that loud voice too.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, that's a professional move.
See, at the Looney Bin, when we would run the mic, we would just cut their mic off.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's how it should be.
That was her rule. Like if they went 30 seconds over, cut the mic.
Right.
And so that, I mean, or if they started, you remember that rule? If they started cussing too much, cut the mic.
Cut the mic.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's different ways to do it.
Yeah.
And they used to have Bricktown play music. Did you say that?
Oh yeah. It
They
was the
would just
Curb Your
start-
Enthusiasm music.
Yeah. They started playing Evanescence at one point. I was up there jamming. I was like, hold up.
Can you run this line? I want to hear the rest of the song. Wake me up.
Save me.
Dude, my son was singing that song. We were at working the other day, and he goes, he's singing that, "Wake me up," and I'm in the back. I'm like, "Wake me up." He's like, "You know that song?" I was like, "Dude,
Yo, what?
Dude, MTV was back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, we all know that song."
I got to tell you a funny story. It's a little off subject. I was on a road trip with John Wallen, and the way up, we were going to Missouri, and I was playing Lithium, which is all Rage Against the Machine, Smashing Pumpkins, Primus, and he's
that
like,
was the channel, radio
Julie
channel.
Drake, you know these bands? And I'm like, my generation's who made them popular.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
man.
like, we're the ones that are the reason you're listening to it. And he couldn't believe it. It was like my kid discovering, my kid discovering that I'm not, that I'm kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing is you can start visiting these old folks' home and really start getting into what they're getting into now. I feel like you walk in there, you hear a little bit of Smashing Pumpkins, you know, mixed in with the Bing Crosby.
Whoa. The Smashing Pumpkins ain't old folks' home music. That's
That's
40.
grocery store
You know
music.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
You know how long I'm staying in the grocery store if Smashing Pumpkins come on? Tonight? What?
Yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right. My bad, guys. All right. I mean, I'm working in a
Maybe
an
you
old
just
folks' home. I know what's in there, but it's good. It's cool. They look a lot like you. There's a
What?
I'm just playing.
Listen, black don't crack and grease don't crease.
come on now. She got black in her. You know what I mean?
No, I've had black in
Oh
me.
yeah, my bad. Not as recent.
Yeah.
Did y'all know that Billy
that work?
Corgan?
I'm
Did
gonna
y'all
try
know that Billy Corgan and Bill Burr are brothers?
No, they're not.
Yep. Let's move past that, but look it up.
But they kind of look pretty close. To
Their dad
mom
was,
or dad.
Their dad was a douchebag.
Oh, so they're half brothers.
Yeah, they're half.
Okay.
If you look at them, they look just alike.
They do look. I know
do
that
it.
you're saying that. That's crazy. So they're brothers.
Yeah, and
How they
Howie
figured that out?
Mandel, they knew it, but they just kind of kept it a secret. And I think it was Howie Mandel had them on his show together. And, they were
And the
both
dad
just
named them
pissed.
both Bill?
Bill, yeah.
What?
I guess that's easy to keep the name straight.
We were talking about Smashing Pumpkins. I was
My
like,
kids
I
are
just thought
Bill.
about it. Every time I snap my fingers
Which
and
this
the boom
year,
happened.
like I like the Smashing Pumpkins growing up was like one of my all-time favorite bands, and so it's so cool to me that like now like Billy Corgan is on TikTok and he responded to one of my comments,
Oh, wow.
and I was like, okay, I can die happy now.
That's great.
You know what I mean?
Because that's what I like. I hate social media, but I love it because it can put you in such close proximity with people that like you.
Yeah, idolize or grow up
idolize,
with.
grew up
Yeah.
with, and
Yeah,
you're-
you can really see where your
Yeah.
bands are playing and when they're
Yeah.
going to be in town. That's the beautiful thing about, because I don't want to see, no disrespect to any of these kids these days, but I don't want to go to a Clips concert. You know what I mean? I just can't stand that long, and I can't be around that many rowdy kids. I just-
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
man.
Oh my God, I realized
need
how
a seat
old I
number.
am about a year ago when my daughter and her husband bought me floor tickets to Hozier. And about 2 hours in, I was like, I gotta sit down.
Yeah.
Somebody bring me a chair.
I know.
Yeah, man, I can't do it. I got to put on like the fluffy New Balance or something to go to these days.
Well,
Get
the
the thick
last.
socks on.
That's why I like comedy, dude. Like you said, hour and a
Yeah.
half at the most. You
Yeah.
know, you're in, you're out. You got the rest of your night.
Yeah.
You know,
Get
Yeah.
me in, get me a snack, make me laugh, and get me up out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
music. I mean, it was
Yeah, I
3
agree.
hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, hanging out
that's-
all night and waiting for.
I mean,
pay.
yeah, 'cause that's like whenever, because I've played a lot of shows over the years, and it's like I used to like it, but it's like now it's like when you play a show, you might have to, if you're in a band, anyways, not just going to a concert, it's a little different, but if you're playing it versus like being a comic, you have to get there early to load in and do the set. It's like, so you're getting there like 6 p.m., maybe 7 p.m., and then you're leaving at midnight, you know, or after. So
You
it's
gotta
like,
carry a bunch of stuff
Yeah,
in
and the
and carry
gear.
stuff. Nah,
and
man, I
then you're,
can't.
and only to get up and play for 45 minutes, maybe, you know, it's like,
It'd be
it's
the
a
load
lot
out
different.
that would
Yeah.
make me explode. Probably.
yeah,
Like, I'm tired.
but then you don't probably do as many shows as a band as you do comic sets either. So it's like you might play once or twice a month versus doing 4 or 5 or more shows a month.
Well, that's a benefit too. Is like the shows are more malleable, so you can be like, "Hey, can I jump on?" It's like, "Yeah, I'll give you 5 minutes."
It's a lot easier.
Can't
And
do that with
booking
music.
shows versus booking music is way more difficult, especially getting people's schedules because you're dealing with like 4 or 5 people in a group and different and all of their schedules.
Yeah.
And they're all only making $20.
Yeah, so they have to really like it.
Split that 50.
Yeah,
But you really gotta love music.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I think-
you really gotta love comedy.
But
to
yeah,
do it
I
for
think the
what we do it for.
experience though is so for me for so long it was so worth it because there's nothing like getting on stage and playing songs and just being with your best friends that you play with. You know, it's like it was the best feeling in the world and nothing compared to. I'm sure it's similar for comedy, but even comedy you don't get that much time versus music. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like so it's probably you want to chase it more from comedy. Music, it's like after doing a great show, like once I'm good for a month. You know, it's like I can kind of take some time off and then come back and do it again next month. But
That's the complete opposite in
Yeah.
comedy because like
Yeah.
once I do a really really good one, I'm like I need another one.
Yeah,
But then
it's
you
like
do.
that's-
You do a shitty one, and you're like, I just want to sit down.
yeah,
I think it's over. I'm gonna go see my kids from now on.
Yeah, somebody told me you're gonna quit. I think it was Brad Chad Porter that told me that he was like, you're gonna quit like 10 times.
yeah, once
So,
a month.
There have been
For
times where I've
sure.
been driving home from a show that did not go well, and I'm like, I should just jerk the wheel.
Yeah.
Jerk the wheel.
There you
you
go
know?
now. You know what I'm saying? I'm 40 and this is it.
Just sitting in a car with music going, whatever. Just closing time. I called Liz, baby, it didn't go good.
I mean, there's times where I've gone over the line. You hear, dick, 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 you know those.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, get back. Dick, dick, dick. Okay, I'm just like going back and forth. And I'm like,
It sounds
Trying to
good.
make it.
yeah,
Quick reminder of what could be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Daddy, what's that?
Yeah.
I gotta get off the phone,
You gotta
baby.
take the kids.
My kids wouldn't. They'd be like, "What's your PIN code to your bank card?"
Hey, don't get off
Yeah.
yet. How's your situation
I
with your will?
I know. Are you sure not to get life insurance anywhere?
Call Leo.
Yeah.
All right, so we are talking about the headlining show.
Yeah, if
I've
you
got
wanna
some
get into
questions.
some
And like
topics.
I'm doing a little headlining show December 12th. If you guys want to come out, you guys are definitely going to be there. You're definitely going to be there. You're going to be hosting, and I'm going to beg you real good.
No, Nick doesn't book me on his shows.
Oh,
Yeah,
we gonna do
doesn't
this
want
right
you
now?
to upstage him.
Yeah. I just book people I like. You know,
Ooh, there it is.
No, I'm just saying. No, I go
There
through
it is.
rotations. You know, I go through like rotations with people, and then
Yeah.
you're usually at the beginning of the year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, but also I'm in Wichita that night with Cody Troutman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, that's fun.
It's
Okay.
December
Yeah.
12th.
Yeah. But yeah, so
So-
a few things. How long have you guys been doing comedy? We'll start with you, Julie. How long have you been doing comedy?
I say it's 10 years, but I
Mhm.
always joke with people and say it's actually 5 because when
Oh,
COVID hit,
Yeah.
and I always tell people this, I had to, like a lot of people, I had to start all over
Yeah.
because everything I'd built up for 5 years,
Mhm.
minus the loony bin, got
Yeah.
destroyed.
Yeah. You
I
kinda
mean,
have
I
to
got,
reset.
I had to reset so much. And then when we came back, the jokes we were doing before were not hitting.
Yeah. So you kind of have to figure out the world again a little bit.
We had to figure out the world again. And so we had to write anyways. But it's been 10 years.
Right.
But COVID definitely set me back
Mm-hmm.
pretty, like a lot of people, it set me
Yeah.
back pretty good.
Yeah. At least it's not like you're the only one. I'm sure everybody had to
No.
deal with that in some way
Mhm.
and kind of figure it.
We all
figure
did.
it
For
out.
Oh
sure.
yeah, there
for
were
sure.
some of the comedians that are doing
Mm-hmm.
big things.
Mhm.
Well, I was following them on social media, and one of them was just sitting on his porch outside, just
Yeah.
like you could see it in his face.
Yeah.
He was not handling it well
Mhm.
because stages are his
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
you know?
That
Yeah.
was tough.
So
For sure. I mean, that definitely affected me too, just with music, because everything I was building at that time just
Yeah.
completely fell apart.
And you think about all the work you put
Yeah.
into what you had built
Mhm.
up, and then just to watch it just go,
yeah,
just
it
get knocked
sucks.
over was very disheartening. To the point,
Sandcastles.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
that's
But-
really what it is.
But yeah,
People are still messed up. I feel like. I mean, well, you said comedy before. I think we had this conversation before. People wouldn't go out of their way to try to heckle or talk too much.
Yeah.
But now it's almost expected.
Well,
Well,
that's because of the crowd work clips.
Yeah, social media is
Yeah.
trying to people putting their videos on social media. They're successful videos.
Because
of
but
crowd
people
work.
had to do that because you had to pivot to from not being able to go out and do live shows. It's like, well, now you have to put comedy on the internet for people somehow, right? So I'm sure that kind of changed how we view comedians online.
Well, a lot of them quit
Yeah.
doing it. They quit doing their comedy online because they were getting ripped off by TikTok.
Oh yeah.
And so a lot of them started doing the crowd work clips so that
Mhm.
the TikTokers wouldn't rip them off.
Yeah.
But there was a comic. His name is on the tip of my tongue. God, I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
What does he look like? Kevin Spacey?
Rachel Bradley is his feature.
Is he white?
He's white. Christopher Titus. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Christopher Titus.
Yeah.
He was at Bricktown like a year ago, and the crowd kept yelling out throughout his entire set. And so he goes, all right, stop. We're going to stop everything. And he goes, just so everyone knows, there's no cameras. There's no cameras. You're not going to be on Instagram.
Right.
And they said that there was no more shouting. So people are
crazy.
doing it thinking that the comic is recording and that they're going to get their 2 seconds of
Right.
fame
Oh, wow.
What?
and be on TikTok.
What a wild way to want to go viral.
Right.
Yeah, I yelled out something about butt sex to the
Yeah.
comedian, and he ripped me.
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
so weird.
That is weird because then you're immortalized as like
As
Yeah.
that person.
yeah. Look at Gary Owens and how he treats people. You know,
Yeah.
Like,
he makes you not want to say anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't wait until like his clips come out though. They're pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I watch those pretty regular. Him
Right.
and
Ari Spears.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I just I love the comedians that know how to do it. They can do it and then move on.
Yeah,
You know
Aaron
what I
Spears is
mean?
looking for pussy every time. That's all he's doing. Is, you dating this woman?
Yeah.
You got some big titties.
Hey man, I heard a female comedian say something not too long ago about that same thing because they do the same thing. Like when they're on stage and if they're single and they're just kind of looking to mingle, when they're on stage, they make sure to say that they're single.
Yeah.
And they also make sure to find out what bar or to let people know what bar they
See,
might be at.
Yeah.
Because if you see somebody's, she was like, if I see somebody's eyes light up when I say I'm single, and then I
you
say what
kinda-
bar I'm going to be in, and I see that person at the bar, it's on.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
See, I always assume that whenever a comic says that, like a female comic, I'm like, when I'm watching, I'm like, oh, she's cute. And then she says she's single. I'm like, oh, okay, that's, I'm the one with the eyes. but then I find out later, it's like, oh, she's lying. They just lie because
Yeah.
comics lie.
Yeah,
But,
comics lie.
to
Yeah.
make it into the bit, right? I mean, I get it, but it's just like, so I don't believe comics when they say they're single.
Oh, I say it, and then it's always the most disgusting.
Oh yeah, you don't want. Yeah, you try not to
Like-
say it then.
It's like the stuff of nightmares is like, you want
Right,
to come to my
yeah.
hotel room? And I'm like, no, I don't.
Like, hey, baby, you like Captain Crunch?
I know.
Random shit.
He's like thinking about it for the whole time you're up. What am I gonna ask her?
Yeah, what?
What am I gonna
I
ask
come with
her?
something
You
cool,
walk into your
man.
car by yourself?
You ever seen the Goonies on DVD?
I got some extra clips and stuff. You got extras on there?
This episode of Rhythm and Wit is brought to you by buymeacoffee.com/rhythmandwit, where you can go and make a $5 donation or possibly more to Rhythm and Wit. It is our way of raising money here on the podcast. And what you do is go on to buymeacoffee.com/rhythmandwit. Check out the link in the description of the video. And then what you do is you can make a donation, which is a cup of coffee. You can make a donation for 1 cup of coffee, which is $5. 10 cups of coffee if you can afford it, which would be amazing.
$50.
Yeah, so it kind of goes from there. And what you also do is when you make the donation, it will allow you to leave a message, and we will read your message here on the show, just like Don bought 3 coffees, and he says, stay caffeinated, fellas.
Hey.
Thanks, Don. Claybar has a comment. You both rock for highlighting the local community. Keep on showing off what creativity OK has to offer.
All right.
So that's something we love
Thank
to
you.
do.
Clay
so,
bar?
yeah.
Clay bar.
So thank you to those 2 donations. And then, yes, if you make your donation, we will shout out your message here on the channel.
Yeah.
So,
we'll say
right.
your name. It's super
right.
fun. So headlining.
You bring it back. Good thing you got these notes.
Yeah. I think we don't need them at this point. But no, so headlining. So what as
we didn't get back to you.
Yeah,
Sorry. Well, how long you been doing comedy? About the same time, right?
I started in 2018.
Okay.
June 2018.
Oh, so about, I was thinking you're about 10 too, but getting there.
I mean, and Julie's probably, I can call Julie one of my day ones. Julie
Right.
and Lenny Van Horn. Shout out to Lenny Van Horn. But they saw me out there and kind of like scooped me up and kept me away from the BS. So
that's good.
you know, and then my first couple big shows were with Julie and Lenny. So
Nice. I saw Lenny when he first started way back. That's whenever I did my first set, and then but I saw him. He had a jacket. And it's back when you could smoke at JJ's. And I just remember thinking, like, dude, this guy's kind of cool, man. Like, he was sitting there smoking, doing some jokes. And then I was like, I'm going to do my turn. And I went up there. And then, the host was, I did a joke. He goes, Pah! And I was like, oh, I'm done.
Oh, no.
Like that.
Yeah.
But I shook Lenny's hand. It was cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now he's just a roofer. I was like, here's my electrical information.
Yeah.
If you could pass that around.
Somebody said they did a show with him not too long ago.
I did one.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen him in the past couple of years for sure. Because I mean, I haven't been around comedy since then. So
him and Marty will just pop out every now and again.
I just did a show with both of them at a VF.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he asked me to do that show, but I was somewhere.
Yeah.
But I really like Jeremy, and I'm glad he quit for a while.
Yeah.
And
He's
glad
back.
I'm glad to see he's back. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Trying to make it full time again.
Good.
Well,
Yeah,
good.
but it was good to see Marty and Lenny because they didn't. You could tell they were kind of they were more playing with the crowd. I mean, it was a light show, but I love it when people go off. That's for me. Go off script and just you can see them because you can't not dial in. You know, you can't just because you see when some people do their stuff and they just go blank.
Oh yeah, they're gonna tell their jokes no matter what.
They're like, I'm not here right now.
I'm gonna get through this routine and I'm out.
But I like it when people play around with their stuff because I mean, I feel like you guys, like everybody else, you know everybody's stuff so well. You're like, okay, I can kind of see what's going on. But as people, like Brandon's one, you're one, where it's just like they're changing all the time. It's different all the time.
Yeah.
So
there's so many ways to tell. If you have a good joke,
you can.
There's so many ways to tell your good joke, and you got to tell it different to different people.
Or you should.
You really should.
I think that, but I do think that comes with doing it for as long as you guys have. It's like it takes a long time to figure that out and figure out how to even do that. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what else you got for us here?
Sorry. There's so headlining. Let me see. What would you when you set up to go headline? All right. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? How are you preparing?
Well, you want me to tell you my first time I headlined
Yeah, we can
versus
start
now?
there.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because it's wildly
Right.
different.
That's right here.
The first time I ever headlined was I was asked to do it at Bricktown.
Whoa.
And I didn't feel like I was ready, but I didn't want to say no.
How long were you
Right.
in?
5 years.
Okay.
So they asked me right after the pandemic, after they'd opened, and I was like, I don't know why. I was like, the whole time, I was like, I don't know why I said yes to this. So what I did, because I never headlined, and if you're going to do bad, you don't want to do it in your hometown.
Yeah.
Where comics are going to be there, where the club is going to see you.
It's like it's probably better for if people are watching this and have the opportunity. I guess it is better to do it outside somewhere else to get it over with and kind of get through it and then maybe come back and do it here.
Exactly. So I took every joke I knew that I wanted to use and I wrote it on an index card. And then I had them spread out, trying to figure out what order I wanted in, because sometimes too many topics were in one area and I'm like, I can't talk about this for 20 minutes. Like the audience will get bored. So then I'm like, I kind of spread it out and like, it was like a puzzle. Like, okay, we're going to have a little bit of a lull here, but I can't have too many heavy hitter jokes at the end or at the beginning. And I noticed they were all, cause I was doing shorter sets at that time. So I was like,
and you're trying to figure out how to take all those short sets and make them one big set.
Into a big set. How to spread out like the heavy hitter jokes that I know are going to get a big laugh, spread them out where it makes sense. And so once I had that all figured out, then I would go home and run through every day so that I wouldn't forget where I was at. because I was afraid that I was going to forget where I was at. And then if you forget, then the whole thing kind of falls apart. And so,
and you don't use notes.
No.
You don't even, that's
no, I've never taken a notebook on stage. I can't stand it. And anyways.
How does that look to you then? If somebody's taking a notebook on stage as a headliner?
As a headliner.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
I've
seen it a
at
lot.
Breakdown. And he like read from it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm like, you don't know your own jokes?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so then I did the show and I did fine, but I have to say I was really proud of myself because I remembered all the jokes. However, I felt like I was just reciting what I had remembered.
Yeah.
So it felt fine. It was a little wooden. When I went back and watched it, I felt like it was a little wooden, a little stiff, and I could see where I was more worried about remembering my jokes than I was putting on a good performance.
Yeah.
Where now, I shouldn't say this. Just like whatever.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't know what the crowd's going to be like. Sometimes I don't know what the host of their feature is going to talk about. So I keep myself very open.
So you don't do any prep, is that what you're going to say? Versus where it's like the opposite of that first show. It's like you just don't even think about it at all.
I mean, the last 2 times I headlined the Looney Bin, I just went up and winged it.
But I think that also going back to your experience, I mean, because I've seen it in other comics. I mean, I've seen you do this, I'm sure. But it's like when you see somebody that's been doing it 10 years plus and you're just like, they went up there. Because I always use the example, Evan Hughes. Like I saw him at Put a Cork in It on one of Nick's shows, and he was just it was so flawless. And I don't know because I didn't ask him, but I assume that he did that too. He just goes up and just whatever comes into his head is the show. It's like there is no prep, and it's just like he's been doing it so long that it's just things just come to him, and then it's just like that's what he's talking about, because you've had that practice, I think.
Well, it's also like if I always watch the show if I'm gonna go, whether you say headline or going up last, because sometimes there's topics the audience does not want to hear about.
Yeah, you take note of that.
Or there's people that have been pulled in for crowd work who don't want to be part of it. Or there's people that have been picked on the entire show, so I don't want to be the third. Or there's someone that said something out of line that they didn't like. But I will say I wouldn't say not prepared, but to being loose and open. Everyone has said the same thing, like because it looks like I'm having fun. I'm in the moment.
Right.
Sometimes I might stutter or stumble over my words a little bit, but it makes it more authentic. And the shows go so much better. It just goes so much better.
I think people can tell, even if you have a show that's really well practiced and like you said, and it's just as good, and you have 2 shows that are good, but people can tell when it's more authentic versus more.
They can,
more structured and
And so when I'm up there having fun with it and just letting loose, it makes a huge difference. And I can feel it, and the audience can feel it. And so first it was a little bit scary just to go up there with like no plan. Yeah. But it was also kind of exciting.
Yeah.
And it was fun. And so but again, you have to make room. Sorry, I don't mean to take all the time. But that's where I started. When I was doing the open mic at Looney Bin, I would never have like a set prepared. I'd kind of have an idea because I wanted to see what the crowd looked like and how they were responding to the people in front of me. Whereas there were people that were going up and doing just whatever they wanted to do, and the audience be damned. And I'm like, no, you have to think about the audience.
Yeah, I think that's really a sign of a professional, because it's like you're paying more attention to what's going on in the room versus what's going on in your head or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, the audience, I mean, if they're not there, we don't have jobs.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
It's a service job.
My pre-show thankfulness before I go on stage, I'm always thankful for the people in the seats.
Yeah.
If they're not there, we don't got
for
nothing
sure.
to do.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So you say that one of the things you like to do is kind of stay in the room, be in the room, watch the show, and then I like to go out there a little bit beforehand, just kind of get a feel for everybody, maybe even
talk to
to a few people at the tables.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here?
Who let you in?
Is that a cowboy hat and a bolo tie?
You wearing hay, dude? It's cold outside.
Damn, Dave. But no, it was I like going in there, and something that really breaks the suspension of the belief for me is if a comedian comes out and they say the same thing to
Exactly.
a crowd where it's like,
exactly.
hey, you're here, you got a weird face.
Yeah,
we just talked about my weird face.
Exactly.
Everybody, you weren't paying attention, and it completely breaks it. Like that's one of the things, especially in a small room, I feel like it put a cork in it. But one of the things that I try to do that you told me when I first started was being in the room, trying to call something out in the room.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's something you do really well. Is you set yourself into that kind of vibe of the room, and then just pick out something.
Right.
I get there and I take a few notes. You know what I'm saying? My hand is always full.
You
of
always
notes.
talk about the bathrooms.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That hot water needs to get hot when I turn it on. You know
Or
what I
the
mean?
food, right? That's what
The food.
whatever.
You know what I'm saying? I had a quesadilla one time. And it was in my stomach as I was on stage. It was a brick. It was a chicken and cheese quesadilla, and it was cheese and chicken. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
mostly cheese.
I didn't sleep well that night. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what are you looking for when you coming into the room? Gauging the audience, gauging what in the room to play with.
It really something that everybody can relate. Like something that people can relate to, or mostly the whole audience can relate to. Like one time put a cork in it. There was a lady that was on a little push scooter because she had something wrong with her leg. But she pushed the scooter in. I mean, she rode the scooter in and then walked out to go get a drink. And I made sure everybody in there knew that.
Yeah, because everybody was thinking that same thing.
Yeah, it was like, oh, okay, her FMLA is nice. You know what I'm saying? She's not even hurt.
Yeah.
But something like that. And Julie said something about taking notes on stage. I do that to help remember my set list.
Yeah.
So I'll write a few notes on a piece of paper, but I go up there so everybody can see that I have the piece of paper and say, I just have a few notes for the venue because this is my first time here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you
I
kind
heard
of make it into.
I heard this was a place that
you kind of call it out versus like trying to like hide it or something like some comics or just yeah.
And then I sat it down on the stool and then I put my water or whatever near it, so if I go sip my water, I can make sure I'm still on track. But a lot of times, as Julie was saying, she doesn't really prepare, and that's kind of the same method that I have. I prepare, but I'm always prepared to
pivot and
go somewhere else, because there's been times where I've had 30 minutes worth of jokes on my list and did 7 of those minutes because I was just horsing around the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Or just finding things that were taking me into other jokes that I remember that, this joke. Because like when you're up there, you're like, oh, I got this joke that I know is that these people are gonna love.
That's what I always think about. Like I said when I was bring up that example of Evan. It's like I could see him doing that. It was like he was probably pulling stuff out that he wrote like 5-6 years ago that he didn't even think about until that moment. You know, it's like, oh yeah, this one joke.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's fun to watch comedians up there too. You can see the knobs turning in their head. They'll notice something. As soon as I'm thinking this, I'm going to get to that.
Similarly with Brad Chad Porter too. I've seen he's very much like that. Anytime I get a chance to see him now, because he's very sparingly on stage, but. Yeah, I love watching him too, because he's definitely one of those where it's just he's told so many jokes over his life, like he can just pull any of them out at any moment.
He's not if something happens in the crowd, he's gonna move on. Yeah, I remember the first time I did a longer set, he was the headliner, and I remember just watching him, and something happened in the crowd, and he didn't miss a beat. He like acknowledged it, and then just kept
come back on.
Because he said he doesn't like to be off of his time.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like me and Will did a show back in September or October. Remember when my car was messed up and you were like, "You're driving so carefully." Oh. I can't remember where it was at, but so this is why I don't prepare for. I don't want to say it like I'm lazy, but we went to this show and I was supposed to do 45 minutes, and the crowd did not. I don't know why they were there. They did not want to hear jokes. I was up there for 45 minutes just talking.
Yeah.
Was that when the lady brought the Chihuahua on
Yeah,
stage?
yeah.
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 I got a picture of Julie holding a Chihuahua on stage.
I remember that.
They were drunk. They were like blitzed. They were drunk and they were just yelling out throughout the whole show. So I thought, well, why do material?
Yeah, and then because that's the thing, it's like if you had spent all this time preparing, and then it's like you feel like you wasted that time preparing whenever it wasn't even
Like, can you imagine,
necessary.
Will, if I'd sat up there, and just done material?
Just
Right.
jokes.
It just
Man,
wouldn't
you've been
work.
up there
Yeah.
giving a sermon that nobody was paying attention to. Like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
the
You got to keep. It's like
Mhm.
they were drunks. They were bad kids.
Yeah,
Mako
they were.
told me you gotta hone in on the bad kids.
Mhm.
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
it was 7:00 and these people were wasted.
They're
I'm like,
drinking
what
since
have
noon.
It was with Anna Rhodes at Honor
Oh,
Rhodes.
is that the one out
Okie State
there?
Room?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we
But
go.
there was
There we
a
go.
high school football game, and that city is big on
Yeah.
high school football. So anybody that's not
Right.
at the game, you got to be
They're tailgating.
you got to
high
be
school
aware
games,
of.
man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
So we talked about prep and how you you didn't prep, but I feel like the prep is the weeks before being
Yeah,
on
that's
stage.
the years
Yeah.
before. That's what I was
Life
gonna
is
say. Is
prep.
like, I think that's the key is to like do it as much as possible, and then get it ingrained in you so much that you don't need to prepare.
yeah.
Always be in
having a
practice.
set
Mm-hmm.
is being prepared. But
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Just making sure you got something. So if it is one of those crowds where you could just run through your stuff, then
Yeah.
that's beautiful. But
Okay,
Yeah,
that
it's-
makes sense.
Making
But if
sure
you
you got
watch
stuff.
if you watch enough of the show, and you've got 20 minutes in your back pocket and you're doing 30, right? You could pick on people and do all kinds of stuff before you even get to your
Yeah.
set because
Yeah.
you've watched the whole thing. If
Mhm.
they, say you're as a host, you usually pick a few people. What's your name?
Mhm.
Kind of pick out some inconsistencies in the crowd, and if you just stick with that,
Yeah,
usually
that's
everybody
half the-
does.
half
You
the
know,
set.
there's usually a motif or something that comes up regularly
Mhm.
in a show too. Like, oh, we're picking on John right now. Like it was Parker at Comedy on the
Yeah.
Spot last week. That was nuts.
Yeah.
This
Everybody was talking about it. He was like a part of the show at
Yeah.
that point.
that's why I like those.
Yeah, but that's what I was just thinking about with Comedy on the Spot. It's like I feel like you got the best, and people that do that show a lot is like that's the best practice for because you're on the spot. You have to do everything that you're talking about because you can't prepare for it. There's
Right.
no
Yeah.
set. So it's like you have to rely on your wits, and yeah.
I will say one thing that's helped me tremendously is, and I was watching a podcast accidentally.
Mhm.
Sometimes things just come on YouTube, and I'm
Right.
like, well, I guess I'm watching this
Okay.
now.
Just autoplay stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. What is-
And Bobby Lee said that like the first 7 to 10 minutes of his set, he's just up there screwing around.
right.
And I have found that instead of going up and just doing like your pre-prepared set,
Mhm.
talking about the city, talking about
Right.
things that have gone on,
Mhm.
talking about the venue, something that's organic for the first probably, I don't know, 5, 7, 10 minutes, whatever,
Mhm.
shows the audience that you're just not up there reciting.
Right.
And especially talking about the town where they live in. I always
Mhm.
Google the town that I'm at
Try to pick out a fact or
Trying
something.
because the thing is that the number one thing that people like to talk about is themselves.
Right.
So their town is by an extension
Mhm.
themselves. So, and it shows that you're dialed in,
hmm
and
You
it
kind
always
of
goes well.
it helps them
Yeah.
get on your side too. I think it's
As
like
long as
they
you're
relate
not-
to you.
As long as you're not like super mean
or
Mhm.
disrespect. Don't be
or
disrespectful to
disrespectful.
nobody.
Right,
Don't be
yeah.
disrespectful to their
Yeah.
town. Yeah.
hmm
They'll walk you up out of there.
They
Yeah,
will.
because that's the thing is like I've definitely seen the opposite of that happen, where it's like the comic goes on and they talk shit about the venue
Yeah.
immediately.
Bad
and then
idea.
It's just like
Bad idea.
you shouldn't. It is like good to joke about the venue, but do it in a more
Don't say anything that's gonna make especially if the owner is in there.
Yeah.
Don't say anything that's gonna make the
Right.
owner
Yeah.
rethink what
Yeah.
they're doing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
as a producer too, if somebody comes up there and they're like, "What's this place? This place
Yeah.
sucks," and then you go, "Oh, why are you people even here?"
right.
Then
It's
you're
just
sitting
like
there like, "Hey,
then-
man,
because I've seen that
I work
happen. I feel like I've seen this happen with Nick, where like the comic will talk shit on Nick,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
everybody's like It's like, that's our friend, like that's our guy, it's like you can't like, and then their whole set is just garbage after that because the audience, it's like you've gotten them, you have to get them on your side, I think.
Yeah, we used to do a mic at Caleb
Collins?
Oh yeah,
Caleb
those are the Fairweather Friends.
Fairweather Friends, and his opening set said, "Don't do any racist, homophobic."
Yeah,
he was kind of like Yoko, like don't do any of that. So when people would get up there and they'd say something going against the grain, the audience would just shut down almost immediately. Like, good luck.
Well, the host is the liaison. Right?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I'm introducing you to some of my cool friends.
Yeah.
And then one of the cool friends like dogs you out. It's like, well, I don't trust you. I trust this guy.
Yeah.
He's been here.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Nick in particular, just because, if it's Nick's show, it's like people that are there all know who Nick is, and this other comic is just a new outsider kind of. It's like, well, we don't know you, but we know this guy. So
they'll get beat up, dude.
Yeah.
I have been at those shows where I went to a local show a few years ago, and the comic that was being brought up, as soon as he got up there, just dogged the person that booked him.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, what a dick.
Yeah, right.
And I just it just turned me off all the way because he was just being, like you said, there's one thing to be funny and playful, but it's a whole different thing to be disrespectful.
Yeah, like you're mad at that person or you hate that person. If we're homies, I'm only going to say something to you insulting enough to where people understand that we're still homies.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
Well, so I think some people, it's also a muscle that not a lot of people, like you said, man, doing that comedy on the spot stuff gets you in tune a little more. Some people don't have that muscle, and then they come in and they're like, they just swing too big. But in the moment, I mean, I could see that. But I've had a few where they've been on the show where it's like, oh, you ain't coming back.
Yeah,
you're done, dude.
Like I've seen people try to do crowd work, and their idea of crowd work is saying something personally insulting to somebody, and it's like, why would? So the rule of crowd work that I found out is you would never insult someone personally, like. If someone has a big nose or if someone's overweight, you're not like, look at the schnoz on you, because that's personal.
Right.
But if you do stereotypes, that goes way, way better because it's a stereotype.
People with big noses got big joints. You know what I'm saying? Good for you.
Yeah.
Make it come out looking good at you.
That's why your lady's smiling like that.
But and there's been times where I've seen, people on the local scene personally insult someone thinking they're doing crowd work, and I'm like, you can't just get up there and just immediately just start talking crap to people who are sitting there, and you're talking about their nose or their weight or they're ugly. Why would you say that?
Yeah, well, look at Rickles though. I mean, he would earn your trust, get you comfortable, and then he could say whatever the hell he wanted to you.
Okay, number one, that was Don Rickles. Number two, like you said, earn your trust.
Yeah.
But you cannot just come out insulting people who you've not earned their trust. And also, there's also a level of, if you read about like how to do comedy, like there's called a level of safety. So, for instance, if you look like a pedo, for instance, you should not be doing those types of jokes.
No, man.
Because then people immediately think, oh,
too close.
He's not kidding. You know what I mean? Or you're a little bit too in character.
That differs from person to person then too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So it's even within your own, like, I can't even do the things that you do because that's different for who I am.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. And so you have to, the audience has to know that there's no way that you would do these things. And that's why it's funny.
It's like you have to go the opposite of whatever it is, or, your truth, lie even more.
That's why when I say I hit my kids, they don't believe me.
Exactly.
But how do you think they mind?
Like there's a level of safety because everyone, by the time you get to that, okay, let me give you an example. I have an obese friend who's a comedian, and he does a joke, and about 30, 40 minutes into a set where he talks about he couldn't sexually assault women because he'd have to be like, hey, you're gonna have to get on top.
Oh my god,
that's good.
Oh my god.
But the thing is that by the time he does that joke, the audience trusts him, they like him, and they know there's no way he would ever do that. So it removes the threat level of him doing that joke. And I've watched him do it multiple times, and the women in the crowd are the ones laughing the hardest.
Yeah.
because they trust him.
Mhm.
Whereas if he came out the first thing and did that
Right.
joke, they'd be like, hey,
Ew.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think
I don't know.
I'm not gonna
That's-
climb this mountain.
Yeah.
That's I
So-
see that a lot with like dark comics. I love
Yeah.
dark humor
Yeah.
personally, but I've seen in a lot of my favorite ones. I mean, I'll shout out John Wallen because I think he's one of the
Yeah.
greatest.
Oh, man.
But he is very dark humor.
He is
but,
our dark king.
but I've seen him
Can
do.
write a joke.
I've seen him do poorly too because it's like I feel like maybe he needs to like you said, earn the trust more before he goes into some of the dark stuff, and then. But it also just depends on the crowd. I mean, I think that comes with the territory. I'm sure he knows that, where it's like, some of the crowds just aren't gonna get his style, and then that's
You
just
do run the,
the
risk
game.
of doing that.
But I personally love that humor, and he's one of my favorites for sure.
He's
Anytime
always
I've
shuffling the deck.
anytime I've gone to a show where I knew none of the comedians, where I'm just attending a show,
Mhm.
I don't. When you come on stage, you still have to earn my
Yeah,
trust. Just because
right.
I do what you do doesn't
Mhm.
mean you don't have to
Mhm.
earn some trust out here. Because you know what I'm saying. If you come out and say something shaky at the very beginning of your set, I'm tuned out.
yeah,
I'm
for
going
sure.
to the restroom. You know
I
what
think
I'm saying?
that's a big.
Well, someone
Check on
had
this
taught
hot water.
me.
Yeah. Let me
I have to
wash my
actually-
hands.
I have to actually tell you guys, a headliner taught me some of the best advice I ever got. He told me that you have to treat the audience like a date.
Mhm.
Ooh.
And at the beginning of your set, you do the nice, fluffy, get to know you
Mhm.
stuff. He goes, Julie, you wouldn't just walk out. And he goes, if you were on a date, you wouldn't just say the most outrageous thing, would you? And I said, no. He goes,
Right.
he goes, think about it. When you're on a date, how do you act? And he goes, you do the pleasantries, the get to know you. You get to know each other before you start getting into some of this other stuff.
Into more of the heavier topics or whatever
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
And he goes, because this was early on, I was like 2 or 3 years in,
Mhm.
and he goes, your stuff is great, but it's
Yeah.
in the wrong order.
Right.
Yeah.
He goes, you're doing the heavy stuff at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, and that's why the audience is like, what?
Yeah.
And he said,
Oh,
he said, if you would just flip that,
Mm-hmm.
he goes, I promise you, it's going to go so much better. He goes, tomorrow, that's what I want to see. I was at the Looney Bin in Wichita,
Mm-hmm.
and I took his advice. It was like a
Damn.
completely
great.
different.
That's crazy to hear that
Yeah.
after 8.
Yeah.
9 years.
It's like
You
you
know what I'm
just
saying?
learned
Like,
something.
oh, okay. Maybe I write a little, like a whole lot softer at the
Yeah.
beginning. And then,
Yeah.
That's good.
because I've
yeah.
noticed
hmm
in my shows where I've closed shows, done
Mhm.
30 to 40 minute sets, I feel like it gets a little bit, cold towards the end because I was hitting so hard at
Yeah.
the beginning, trying to like
Right.
Yeah.
really make sure I'm on there, and then
Mhm.
by
Yeah.
the end, it's like okay,
The
yeah.
good like way to
the energy feels. They're still laughing, but the
Yeah.
energy feels dead.
You gotta
know
have
what
to build up it too. I think that's probably just more of a good general rule is just like, save your best jokes to the end. I mean, really.
Well, it goes back to the threat level that
Yeah.
I'd read about. Like if I was on a date with a guy and he
Mhm.
first thing came out was talking about his, stuff, I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where if at the end of the date, if we have that rapport,
Yeah.
I'm more likely going to laugh and not feel
Mhm.
threatened.
Right.
The
Yeah.
same thing on stage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exact same concept on stage.
Yeah.
So especially if you're doing a longer set, because a short set you can kind of on and off. 45 minutes is a long time with an audience who
Mhm.
doesn't like you.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
a long
Real
You
time.
have to
Oh my
hopefully
God.
have these things figured out by the time you get to that point.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I one thing I used to do, or I heard in a podcast or whatever, it was
Mhm.
like, where are you funny? That was one
Yeah.
of the things they asked, like, where are you funny? And one of the places I'm funny is I'm really good at initial, like with customers and stuff. Like I'm
Mhm.
coming into your home, right? So
Yeah.
I got to be trustworthy immediately,
Mhm.
right? And like the first thing I do, and you guys see me doing on stage, the hey guys,
Yeah.
where it's like hey guys, you just kind of brighten
Yeah,
up. Well, you
just
do that
very
at somebody's
cheery.
house. You go, hey, how's it going? I'm Nick Campbell,
Mhm.
and they immediately smile. You make it real
Mhm.
big, hey, real open, and then they're like, yeah, come on in. Versus I've been where you're tired and you're just like, I'm just
Yeah.
here to do a job.
Mhm.
Hey, what's up? They're like, yeah, come on in. And then the initial reaction,
Mhm.
that's the difference between making money and not making money, right?
Right.
And so usually my first jokes are, hey, I just had a full pot of coffee because they usually offer you something to drink. It's like, oh no, I had a full pot of coffee before I got here. I figured I need it.
Mhm.
And something small, just a little cute,
Yeah.
Then you start pointing things out in their house, and then you find like something you start to build that rapport. 30 minutes in, I can talk to them about anything.
Yeah.
And that comfortability, of what they have when they're in the house in the foyer. You can see everything that they like because that's how people build their homes.
Right.
And you're like, oh, you like video games, or you like your kids, or you have a weird flag. Hey man, money spends the same. But you see what I'm saying? Then you realize, like, okay, I'm in the foyer. I know what we can start talking about, and then you start going through the rooms, and you're like, okay, I can see who this person is within an hour.
Yeah,
interesting.
And I think it's the same. That I try to take that same approach. I'm going to start off. We're going to have fun. I mean, comedy on the spot's different because it raises as you go along in the show. So the barometer of, like, okay, this is I can't start this dirty. Well, at the end of the show, whenever we did that one, what did I do? The first thing I did was make fun of Caleb, and Caleb's another dark guy that plays against who he is.
Right, yeah.
Well, he's not because he's Mr. Muscles.
Caleb McCurry.
I love Mr. Muscles.
That's Liz's favorite. It is Liz's.
I call him Mr. Muscles.
Yeah.
Don't you ever notice when he's doing the jokes about following the girl in the alley, the audience laughs?
Yeah.
Because they know he's not a threat.
Because he's built their trust.
He really understands himself when he writes jokes about himself.
Well, that's the thing too, is he does that thing where she's like, can we talk? I mean, he follows her, and then she turns around, which is crazy to confront him.
Yeah, right.
Hey, could you stop walking so close to me? So
and that's kind of like making within the story, he's conveying that he's not a threat even to the person that he's could be threatening.
Well, I can look at him and say he's not a threat. I mean, if Caleb, no shade to Caleb, but if he was following me, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He's not, I'm taller than him, so I wouldn't
there
feel
better be a few of them.
Not saying
some friends, dude.
Not saying he's not strong or anything, but he's.
I have to tell you though, every time I went to Brahms yesterday, and every time I go to Brahms, I hear you can have 1 scoop, 2 scoop, 3 scoops. Because that's the only thing I usually get there is ice cream. And I just that little joke he has just plays in my head. It's so funny.
That's the same thing with Kilo and Flats. Chicken flats, the wings, because he has
I don't
that
think I've
bit.
heard that one.
Oh my god!
He compares eating chicken wings to how you go down on your woman.
Yeah. So if you're eating the flat, when
you're not clearing the bone,
one bite, pay that check, baby. That's one of the first jokes I heard when I first started going and watching was him, and it was like that's one of my favorite things too, is watching to get better. One of the best things that Liz and I have done is we'll go watch the shows at Bricktown, and we'll watch the TikTok people. We'll watch different demographics that we're not used to, and then you'll see like, okay, like this. This would be good. So in y'all's experience, what criteria, or when you see someone, what makes you feel like this person's a headliner?
Initial control. You know what I mean? If they're able to, because a lot of I've opened up or hosted for headliners that weren't like nationally known. You know what I'm saying? But they still packed a good house, and they still held the house in control the whole time. So, but if you come in and people start treating you like they don't really know you, then I'm like, why? How's that person closing a show? You know what I'm saying? But it's really about control. So as long as they are in control the entire time, and
maybe you have that kind of confidence and not
they're
not like nervous or shaky up there,
because everybody's gonna tell a shaky joke, a joke that might not go, but the ones that bury themselves after a bad joke are the ones that I don't trust. But someone
if
that
they can bring it back,
somebody just rolls past it and is still getting the constant you know what I'm saying, the constant levels of laughter, and then
So is that like part of that? I mean, that's really just the comedian getting in your feels, and people recognizing it. Really, if you just, and it's like a conversation, like we've said before, is you get weird in a conversation. As soon as you get past it, other people want to get past it too. You don't have to hang out there at all. You don't even have to make a face. You just be like, hey.
I mean, you can acknowledge it, because sometimes acknowledging it makes it funny, and then you move on. Don't try to go back.
But that's a way to move past it, is by calling it out.
And that's kind of a feel thing too. Yeah. That's more of like, all right, we don't need to talk about this. But comedy on the spot feels like that too, because I'm almost like trying to jump from piece to piece. And
Yeah.
I've never been more. That's why it's like my favorite thing to do, because you're so tuned in that you really can't even. I don't even know if I'm doing bad.
Really, you don't know how bad you're doing until you get the video.
I will say,
okay, they were not
I think
laughing.
last night or 2 nights ago, whatever. I think that was like your set was one of my favorite. I don't know. I was laughing so hard at your set for whatever reason. I can't remember what it was, but it was just so good.
Well, it's that Parker thing.
Yeah.
That guy. I'm telling you, this guy. You guys be sure to watch it. On the spot. It's
It'll
coming
be
out
out.
fourth Friday
Yeah,
next month. But no, it was
That was
Parker
good.
and then his best friend, and his best friend's girlfriend. And the girlfriend was like, because one of the things that came up was like texting.
Oh, like nudes or something.
No, I got
it's
the
just
nudes.
sexting. I think
Yeah, it was
in
just
general.
sexting. But she was like, "Yeah, this dude right here," and we're like, "Why do you know his texting habits?"
Yeah.
And then
It
the
was
rest
just-
of the night, that was one of those motifs, one of those things that
Yeah.
people latched on. It kept coming
Mhm.
back, you know.
But-
And there was one guy up front who wasn't laughing. And then whenever I strode up right at the
Oh,
beginning, I was
yeah.
like, "You good?" He's like, "You good, man?"
You know why that works, right?
Hmm.
Because the audience is in on the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they helped create it.
They help create it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they think it's funny. They feel
Right.
like they were part of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That
Which
was
is
a
like,
good.
yeah.
That crowd in particular was like a big family too, so it's like they all knew each other. So we
Shout
had a
out
good
Mike
time.
All, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for bringing everybody.
He
you
was
knew.
really great. But, yeah, that's always a good one. But
What was the question you just asked
I can't
him?
remember.
oh, you're talking about the
Oh,
what
how do you know?
see? How do you?
Oh.
How can you
How do you know
tell if
someone's
someone's
a
a
headliner?
good headliner?
I will tell you, I will test. I do. I test because I get asked for recommendations a lot.
Uh-huh.
And so I don't want to ever put a venue or a comic in a bad position that they're not ready for, because I don't
Mhm.
think that's fair.
Right.
Because if you screw up one time, comics
Yeah.
typically remember it and you don't get another chance. So I try to be very careful with who I recommend, because I
Mhm.
want to always set people up for the best possible outcome. I want the venue to be happy. I want the comic that asks me to trust me.
Mhm.
And so sometimes I'll ask people like, you going to switch your setup tonight?
Mm.
And if they
Yep.
say no,
Yeah.
I know you are not ready.
Yeah.
Mm.
You are not ready.
It's like, so you're kind of looking for that fluidity, kind of.
Exactly.
If someone's willing to let it all go and just do, yeah.
Like I remember one time there's a comic that I knew had a very questionable joke about women. And I went out into the showroom. I saw it was like 98% women. I said, "Hey, did you see what the
Ouch.
crowd looked like?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, it's full." And I said, "No, did you see what the crowd looked
Yeah.
like?" And he goes, "No, it's full." And I said, "It's almost all women." And I said, "You thinking about taking that joke out?" And he goes, "No."
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was like,
I'm
"Okay."
gonna be out there for that.
And I was like, "Oh."
I'm gonna get front row. I'm
I
gonna
know.
watch this shit happen.
And
How'd it go?
He, as bad as you would
Yeah.
expect.
Yeah, man. You
To the
can't-
point where actually my own daughter was in the crowd,
Mhm.
and her friends almost walked out
Yeah.
because they were so mad.
Yeah.
And he could not get anything going the rest of the
Mhm.
show. And so I will always ask and see if they're paying attention. Like I'll say, "Hey, what's the crowd look like?"
Mhm.
And if they are talking about numbers
Right.
more than who is out in the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
or if I say, "You gonna change up your set?" Like,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Absolutely not." I'm like, probably not. When that recommendation comes up again, probably not going to go with this
Right.
person,
Yeah.
because you have to be able to move with your audience.
Mhm.
And
Gotta kind of know your audience.
you
It
gotta
is.
know your
It is
audience.
good to walk through the venue
Yeah.
a little bit and kind of
Just
look and see who's sitting there.
you know
what I
what
mean?
we
Yeah.
used to do at Looney Bin? Remember those stupid videos they would have before of like
Yeah.
America's Funniest Videos?
Know who's laughing at those
Who's,
videos?
Who, if,
yeah.
Oh,
if they were
yeah.
laughing at the stupid shit, you're like, this is
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not going to be the smartest crowd.
If they're laughing, if they're laughing at a baby kicking their grandpa in the balls,
Yeah.
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 My husky boy joke's gonna kill it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's interesting. That's a kind of an interesting way to I don't know. I never really went to. I think I went to Looney Bin like once before they closed. So I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't know they ever did that. But that's kind of an interesting way to gauge their sense of humor.
Yeah.
Like same thing at Bricktown. If because I always go out when they're playing the announcements,
Yeah.
And if they're dead silent when they're showing the comics coming up, I'm like, oh God.
Oh God. These people are trying to get drinks and chicken wings and pretzels, man. They're not listening to this. The only time that I didn't care about who was in the crowd was when I was doing a hot box show at Bricktown where they had us smoke at halftime.
What? Did they really?
That's because you were high.
No, but because I knew everybody in the crowd was gonna be a pothead, so we just knew the flow of the show, and it was one of the most beautiful shows I ever did.
Weed brings out everybody back down to baseline.
Everybody was chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? Just laughing good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
we did one of those shows at a good friend of ours, B&K Buds. They moved now and they're different, but I wish I remembered what the name was. But my good friend of ours, Crystal Osborne, she introduced me to Veronica. And so we did a little show, and it was a weed show, right? So the goal was to do your set, and then you went out and smoked, and then we did the rotation again, and we did our set high. I just got high the whole time.
You were high for both.
I did it the right way. I went in pretty sober.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I smoked after my first set pretty heavily.
Well, I did. I mean, earlier that day, usually around 3, you know, and then get some chill and then go do a show. But but as soon as, because everybody was smoking in there too. You know, I'm sure this isn't legal, but everyone was smoking in there too. But I did my set, and I remember just being like, this is fun. Like, everybody was just laid back. It felt more like a jet. You remember Makers, the cigar bar downtown? It had that kind of feel to it, where it was like smoky, people just like kicking it. Doing comedy through a haze is the best way.
And it's like it's almost like you're back in high school, really just standing in a circle telling jokes to your homies. You know,
that's it.
I don't know. I did a show for a cannabis club in Tulsa for the Christmas party like probably 5-6 years ago. And they let them smoke during the show, so it sounded like a whooping cough convention.
Everybody's just coughing instead of laughing.
You gotta see if it's joints or blunts. If it's blunts out there, it's gonna be some coughing.
Yeah, it was blunts because you try to do a punchline, you hear, you know, and they miss the punchline. And
cacophony of coughs. We're doing that right now.
I'm like, I'm just gonna get my check and go.
My check in my goodie bag. If you're not giving out goodie bags at a pot show, what are you doing?
You know what I mean? That's free advertisement.
It really is.
On everything.
Yeah.
But we did that. We stepped out, got high, and then they had the microdose where it was like the micro edibles, which just kick in within like 10-15 minutes. So I was like, I'm going to take 2 of these. And then I went out and smoked another joint, hit a little dab, and then I went back up. And I remember the whole room after I started, it just shifted. I remember, and everybody was like back. And then everybody on the set slowed down and almost just like, I don't even remember. I just remember it just kind of felt like it was like, hey, what's up? We're talking.
It almost gets completely quiet, but you can still feel. You know what I'm saying? They're still with you.
Yeah, they're like.
Yeah.
They don't laugh loud, but they laugh good.
That's different than the alcohol shows.
Oh
drunk. I've realized that every comedian gets louder.
Yeah.
So they're telling their first set pretty sober, and then the second time they come on when they're a little liquored up, they're just louder. But they're still telling good jokes. Like, you just got loud.
But yeah.
So if you're doing a headlining show versus just closing out a show, right? What are you doing?
Well, headliner show, let me tell you this, and I found this out the hard way with Looney Bin, because Mason actually did me a favor and I was like, can I have comps? And he goes, no, you're going to learn how to sell tickets. I had no comps. And he's like, you have to sell so many tickets. Otherwise, if you don't have this many sold by this date, I'm going to pull your show. How embarrassing would that be?
Yeah. So it kind of motivates you to.
But it gives you a good line.
It gave me a good line.
Yeah.
It taught me that so that's a great question, because closing a show is different. But if you're the headliner,
you're the one
that's selling tickets, not the club, not anyone else. So I started to go, okay, well, just posting a show on my Instagram or Facebook is not going to cut it,
right?
Because I'm just advertising to comics.
Yeah.
So it really, really made me learn that, number one, the thing I learned the most is I've done a terrible job of building an audience, which I have. We talked a little bit about that before the podcast started. I've done a terrible job of selling myself. I've done a terrible job of building an audience. I've done a terrible job of getting outside my little bubble. Totally my fault, but I've been more focused on writing and performing. So that taught me number one. So I was like, okay, I don't have an audience. Totally my fault. I'm going to have to figure out how to sell tickets.
We are peeling the orange all the way to the middle today.
So I went on, I did the morning show, which helped a little bit. I got in all the Tulsa thing to do groups. I had friends in the Tulsa area that I've grown up with, spread the word, help me out. I appealed to people personally, which is not exactly building an audience to get your friends and coworkers in, but I was
but still, you have to kind of go to your, where you can, your kind of closest people to help. I mean,
having jumping off
kind of all you have. That's all anybody has is like who your network is that can.
But I mean, the first time, it was strictly pretty much just, and then the second time, I was like, okay, I can't keep doing the same thing. And so two things really helped. Because I did the same things, and it wasn't any one thing that did it for me. It was several small things that added up. And there was a joke. Remember the Coldplay concert? The lady that got caught cheating. Okay, so the day after that happened, I imposed my face over her face, and I put something like,
made a little
"Don't
meme.
miss the affair of the century. Julie Drake will be at the Looney Bin."
Beautiful.
And it got almost 40,000 views. It went like semi-viral.
Yeah, but that's a lot. A lot of people see that, and they see your name and the Looney Bin and the date. I mean, that's.
So because I created an I don't know, like a ad for it, but the ad budget was tiny, and it just went viral, like semi-viral on its own. So that helped. And then there's a TikTok trend that we hopped into, and we created a reel based on that TikTok trend, and we put it on the Looney Bin page and then my page, and that got a lot of good traction because it was something in the moment where it was catching people's attention more than just slapping a poster where people have no idea, or people don't see that you're funny, or people have no idea. So I learned the second time to get in when these things are happening, these pop culture moments are happening, and turn it in somehow to advertising yourself.
Use it somehow.
Well, we'll start the show at 6, 7. I was at a basketball game. I was at the basketball game the other day, and every time a kid got on the Jumbotron, they did that. And I wanted to slap a kid.
I think
stop.
I think the kids, I think what it is, it's a way to go, if you hate it, that you're old.
Yeah.
And if you like it, you're a youngster.
Right.
Yeah, man, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'll be that person. I'll be that person that I made fun of when I was younger. Like, do y'all know what this is?
You don't know what cool is?
I know what 6'9" is.
That's how some of y'all got here.
Hello.
I don't think that's how it works, Nick, but
if you're doing it right. That's just the first step. This episode of Rhythm Wit was brought to you by Campbell & Son Electric, Oklahoma City's trusted one-truck electrical contractor with over 20 years of experience in the field. Whether it's upgrading your home's electrical service, troubleshooting issues, or tackling small commercial projects, Campbell & Son Electric delivers top-notch work with care and attention you'd expect from a family business. Servicing areas like Del City, Edmond, Yukon, Mustang, and beyond, they're your go-to for reliable expert service. Need help with your next project? Visit CampbellandSonElectric.com today and get it done right the first time. Campbell & Son Electric, brightening Oklahoma, one wire at a time. So you said he had basically a water line. You said Mason did of like how many tickets you could sell.
That I had to I had to sell by a certain date because he has to staff it.
Right.
And with no comps, like I couldn't even give a discount, which is a good thing because it taught me how to sell tickets and not go, okay, well, everyone can get comps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also working the Looney Bin, they used to have every Thursday, the headliner would go do TV and radio. And I was like, how come we're not? And they're like, because the headliner is the one that is selling the show. They're not here for the feature. They're not here for the host.
Definitely not.
So I learned that the headliner is the one that really drives the bus there.
Okay. How many tickets was the water line?
20.
20. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad, but when you have a show
Still pressure.
and back to school and on the last day of Blue Whale,
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah.
Come on.
Good Lord.
he gave me a challenge, and I was like, well, I'm not going to cry about it. I'm going to be grateful that he gave me the opportunity to headline his club again, and it's going to be a challenging day. And we sold like almost 70.
I think I honestly think he put you in the best position to succeed when you look at it.
He did. I mean, because it taught me.
You have to do this.
It taught me I got to get an audience.
Yeah, it kind of showed what you were missing too.
Exactly, and what I need to work on. And at first, I was a little bit salty because I would keep getting these texts or these emails that would pop up. Call now and get free tickets to so and so. And I'm like, hey, everyone knows who that is. No one knows who I am. What are you doing?
Free tickets. What?
Did
I
he
know,
give
free
you
tickets.
He gave you an ad budget?
No.
Oh.
No. I'm saying that I would get their emails about their weekly shows.
Yeah.
If you call now, we're giving away 15 free tickets to I don't know, some famous headliner. And I'm like, no, wait a minute.
Well, I mean, but was there any? Did you have to do all the ads? Did he do some of the ads? How did that? Did
he
give
did
him
some.
ideas? Because, like you said, the flyers thing, people have trained themselves to not even see it.
Just ignore it.
That's where I'm at now. So I'm just doing videos and keeping them in the. What I did for the Bringer show in Tulsa, because I don't know anybody in Tulsa, and but I bought 10 tickets. I was like, I'm gonna buy these 10 tickets, and I'm gonna give away 2. And I just started calling businesses. And it was like, hey, can you put this flyer in your break room and use this promo code, and I'll give you guys 2 free tickets to this place.
Beautiful.
You know,
beautiful. There's a method to it.
And nobody came. Right?
Didn't work.
Well, you tried.
But I ended up giving those free. Yeah, I did. I mean, I try to do the same shit that I do here, but I don't know. When nobody knows you, it's a lot tougher. You know.
Well, it's hard with a flyer because they cannot see you and they don't know. But also, I see comics do it all the time. If you are on Facebook or Instagram, unless you have a huge following and you're putting the flyer up, or you're putting it, I see this all the time, and I'm not dissing anyone, and I don't want it to be taken like that. But if I pull up and, your flyer is in a comics only group, comics are not your audience.
Yeah.
They're not. And so why aren't you putting it in an event page or
making sure you're inviting people?
Yeah.
We're all bad about that, and I've been bad about that since since after COVID. Before COVID, I would make videos. I would make sure you saw my flyer, but also social media wasn't as intricate as it is now.
Now everybody's you're fighting for only so much attention.
Yeah.
So it's like
if
everybody's
I posted
doing
it, most of my followers would see it back then. But now I post it and people are like, I didn't see it.
Well, I've been used to competing with like Mr. Sparky, before all this.
So they have a big budget for ads.
That's all they do. That's a majority of their hourly rate. That's the majority of their hourly rate goes towards their ability to get at you at any time, and then also their I've known this because I got a buddy who used to work there, and he stole all their information. But
gave it to you.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. Well, their sales tactics, everything is geared towards making the big money.
Right.
All right. So if they have a level, and I think this is kind of how you have to have a level of who's going to come to the show. Right.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for electrical, which is like a level of amount of danger this person is in and how much money I can make. Right. And so what they do is they go 1 through 5. If you're a 5, you've got like a plug that's not working. It's not killing you. You know, 1 is we need this panel changed out or this house is going to burn down. Right. And so that's like the difference between $10,000 and $100 drive fee. So they do that. And then whoever's on the list gets priority based on the number. Right. Unless they're willing to pay after hours charges, which that 5 becomes a 1 after that. Right. So the people are the same way, which is like, okay, who do I know? Where is I'm my most effective at putting this information? And a lot of it's trial and error. It's like, okay, the group's pages, like you say, they don't work. But you know what they do work for? People who are from out of town who are looking for somebody to host something. And they go, who does the most work here?
Yeah.
Right. And so that's how I got with Bo Johnson and that one show for Looney Bin.
Greg.
Yeah, Greg.
William.
Yeah. It was doing and seeing how that actually affected me. I still put them on the groups pages just because I can see like, okay, this is where people go to see what comedy is happening here.
Mm-hmm.
But the most effective is Steelyard. Remember we did that show at Steelyard?
Oh,
and then I got contact with her, and then I talked to her about giving her free promo codes or free tickets if they would help share stuff. And so they share our stuff for 2 free tickets.
And that's the apartments, right?
Yeah, right down the street.
I've delivered DoorDash there. That's the only reason I know about it. But there's a lot of people live there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good kind of interesting. I never thought about that, but it's like go to apartment complexes and see if they have like a bulletin board or something, for community bulletin board. I'm always like in like Panera Breads and stuff, like a DoorDash, but like they have like I'm sure in most Panera Breads there's like a little bulletin board by the bathrooms. You know what I mean? Like those are, I think people forget about those kind of more traditional, avenues.
Putting stuff out to where people can see it. When I did Comedic Confessions with Cody Troutman, he gave us all flyers, and I went and put one up at Hertz Donuts, because they know me at Hertz Donuts because I'm up in there 5-6 times a week. You know what I'm saying? So I did one there, and then I did one at the Flora Bodega because Angela's good people over there. So, but she's got 1,000 things going on in her window at Flora Bodega. But still, you just never know. Because when I'm walking my dogs by different places, I'm always looking in the window to see what's going on. I don't go to any.
But you know about it.
I know.
You could.
Like, they're
but
playing.
If you saw it there, and you see it online, and you see it in your inbox, and you see it,
kind of
radio.
Because that's what I always thought, and we've talked about this for years, but it's like doing that, it kind of creates this like importance. It's like, oh, this must be important, or something, because it's so many places. So,
Oklahoma Film Exchange is doing great with their movie things because they're just putting those movie flyers up everywhere, and I kind of want to go up there just to see
they do so much stuff, and it's like I always like, man, I've only been there like twice for different things, but it's like I wish I had more time. I'd go there all the time because they do a lot of stuff there. But
I will say, one thing I have learned about Facebook ads in particular is they are useless until the week of the show.
Yep. Yep.
That's not 3 or 4 days before. I've heard that.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Don't even waste your money.
But that's trial and error too. Like I said, you got good jumping off points, like you're saying. Go to places that recognize you, right? You go to Hertz Donuts. I'll go to Locke and just be like, "Hey man, you guys know how I've been talking about being a comedian for 3 years," and you were like, "This guy's gay."
There's one contractor's coming in again.
Well, one of my contractor friends was up there, and we were just talking, shooting the shit, old Tally, and he was like, "Man, your show last night was nuts, dude. That was crazy. Is that off the cuff? Da da da. And like, yeah, man." And then one of the guys was like, "You're that comedian guy, right?" He was like, "You put on that?" He's like, "Yeah, this guy was great." And then I was like, "Let me throw some flyers down here."
That's the thing. You got to get other people to talk about you.
Yeah.
That's kind of
and then treat it like it's not a big deal. Yeah,
that's why I think that's why one of the reasons I feel like this podcast is valuable is because like we talk to people, and it's like we're inviting you guys on here. It's like someone else is putting attention on you, so it's hopefully people see that and be like, oh, they must be good because somebody else is giving them airtime or whatever.
Well, I will say the Moms Unhinged
Yeah.
has so many repeat audience members, and the shows get bigger because the people that come to the initial shows talk about how great it is, and then they bring their friends, and then their friends are like, "Hey, you got to come. This show's amazing," and then they bring their friends, and that's how that's able to sustain it.
That's awesome because dudes can't replicate that show. You can't do that. Dads on here.
You could.
You talking about a Republican convention?
Yeah. So one of those what do you call those beta camps that dudes are going to? Where
what is it?
There's like camps that grown men go to I don't know what it is. It's a lot of screaming and a lot of grown men crying and pushing each other and hugging each other, and I'm not into
Boy
it.
Scouts?
Men crying.
No, men crying.
Men crying that gets me hot.
I think they're called beta camps.
Ooh, let me go. I want to make them cry.
Alpha something. I don't know, but I feel like everything that's happening in those videos is making that man even more toxic. He's about to go and be a douche to his wife.
Dude, just teach him how to hunt and fish. Don't make.
We're laughing at these dudes. I hope this goes I hope this finds somebody. That's a thing. I went to a beta camp.
Joel. I hope this finds you well.
Found a new porn category. Men crying. Thanks, Will.
You're welcome. That was a thing. Damn, I forgot where we were. What was I trying to ask? So we were talking about ads.
Well, we know Nick's going to go to the beta camp now. So.
Hey, man, they're going to need somebody to lead them.
Your wife's going to hate you.
She'd be like, can we go? But yeah, we talked about the ads, what you do to kind of push that out.
Mm-hmm.
Where else do we want to go with that?
What else you got on here?
Oh, see, that's right.
You make these notes.
Reps,
and you don't look at
let's see, chunks, material. So you go through your material. I do the cards too. I usually just listen to music. I mean, not music. Listen to my sets while I'm working. That kind of helps too, because I like to have it just in my back pocket.
No, man.
Because to refresh, you know.
Yeah.
Because when, like you said, when I go up, I just try to, unless it's at Bricktown
Right.
hosting. I have like a hosting set. And
Yeah,
like how I am
kind of
versus when I do a set.
Well, that's smart because, I mean, actually, I was featuring on the very first time he hosted a show at Bricktown, and everyone asked me, and I said, he did great. I mean, like, you know, you can ask, I mean, everyone asked how you did, and I said, he did great, and he didn't deviate. He didn't try to do anything crazy. He did what he know was going to work.
Right.
Yeah.
As, you know what I mean? So it was really smart that he didn't get up there and try to do anything crazy.
Yeah, because that's not an open mic. You're not trying stuff out.
Exactly.
And a lot of, I mean, what I've come to realize is that if you're hosting, that audience ain't there for you.
They're not.
Right.
You're there to take a bullet.
Yeah, get them warmed up
Right.
while they're getting their food,
Yeah.
and then let the people on the show.
Well, I just did
handle
that Thanksgiving bash, and Mike Goodwin said I did good, and that was enough for me that night.
Yeah.
I was like, Liz, you drive. I'm gonna sit over here. I'm gonna be just with myself. But no, he and I was like really proud of myself for that. And but one of the things that I heard from Joe, and because he mentioned, he's like, hey man, that was a really good set. Is like they were laughing, you know. But while I was watching them, man, they're eating, they're looking over, you know. And so I was like, I'm just throwing fastballs and seeing who listens, and then whoever I connect with, that's whenever I start.
Yeah, it's kind of like every single open mic. There's going to be pockets of people that are really invested, and then like pockets of people that are just there.
But I was watching him, and he didn't, like, I've seen hosts get up there and they realize no one's listening, and their energy starts to change, and they either get angry or they start to lose their confidence, or they start to and Nick just was like steady the whole time. And then by the end of his set, I would say the last 5-ish minutes, the last part of your set, they were engaged and listening because they finally had gotten everything taken care of, and they were laughing. But I mean, the first part of your set as a host is, I mean, not going to be hard.
You giving drink specials and letting them know who coming this weekend.
Yeah, he never lost his confidence.
Yeah,
that's because he's adopted. You know, and I'm a middle child. So you gonna give me some attention.
Would you ever fuck up a $10,000 machine and have to go to your boss and be like, "Hey, look, something crazy just happened. I'm missing an eyebrow. That's fine."
Yeah. But because I have seen hosts just lose their minds.
I think you kind of have to know. I think hosting is such its own thing. I mean, and obviously Nick, you've hosted more shows than most comics have. You know, that are put in that position, like at Bricktown, that haven't hosted as much as Nick has.
Well, but the thing with Port of Cork in it though, there's not the traffic like there is at a club. There's not people coming in and out. There's not people taking orders. There's none of that distractions. It is a captive audience. So I was very interested to see how you would do where you have a captive audience that doesn't have servers taking their order, that's not still seating people. And it was a really good show for all of us. We all had a really good show.
That's what's important. Is that everybody has a good show.
Well, and clean. I think that being clean up top as a host, you got to give somebody a place to go next. You know?
I had to be clean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a clean show.
I had to be clean, and I have to tell you, like, well, first of all, what was funny is because people were going up to Liz telling him how great she did on stage.
Oh, yeah. Because she looked like
because we had this like the same haircut, and I was like, wait a minute.
She was like, I think I need to go hide a little bit. So she did.
Racism around the. Well, man, y'all don't all look alike.
She's like, well, as many people have told me I did good on stage tonight, and I was like,
she
wait a minute.
She just goes and pass that on to you. It's like, oh, they said you did great.
I'm like, Liz, go wait in the car.
Like, I love that Liz Drake. What was her name?
Liz Drake.
Julie Campbell.
Well, she's up there at Bricktown.
Killing it. She had blue hair at one point, and then she had blonde hair. Same night.
Well, we both have the biracial son, so.
Yeah.
It's a lot in common there.
Yeah.
But no, she said that. She was like, I keep getting...
funny.
People keep telling me, good job. I was like,
Maybe-
you're a great mom.
Yeah.
It'd be dark in them clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was a great experience.
great.
That one, and then I did the Thanksgiving bash,
Mhm.
and I don't know if I was in a weird space or maybe it was just because of, but it went well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a firm believer in you fall to your practice, right?
Mhm.
So and then like I said, I think a lot of that being just stoic through the whatever happens.
Mhm.
I started working on that when I think it was JJ, because I was having a hard time. I didn't want to show it, and you know how that is when you
Yeah.
like, all right, who cares? Blood in the water, they're not going to listen, you
Mhm.
know. And so but he was like, man, bombing gracefully,
Mm-hmm.
you know, putting yourself in a position where it's like, hey, I'm just talking. If you don't like it, we'll move to the next thing.
Yeah.
Or like you said, you can kind of play with, well, I guess you guys don't like that, you know.
I watched Tony Woods do. Tony Woods is one of my favorite comedians, and I watched him just bombs. It was the most beautiful bomb he had ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just okay. That's fine. You know what I mean? You could just see it on his face, like, okay, they ain't messing with me, but I'm still gonna have a good time. I'm still gonna tell my jokes.
Yeah,
When-
I'm gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
I think that's what it can turn into, and then it's not your fault if they're not playing.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
When I hosted for Chad Daniels with the Friday Late Show, which we all know
Sick, yeah.
is just, it's nightmare fuel.
Mhm.
You know,
late
they were,
night drunk and
it was going about as well as you expect a late night show to go. And so finally I said, this is just like home. I'm talking and just like my kids. You guys are like my kids. You're not listening to me either.
Mhm.
And they got a huge laugh.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it got him dialed in.
Mhm.
And Chad was in the back. He watched all the shows and he said, thank you for not losing your shit on these people.
Mhm.
Because he said, you know, he goes, the way you stood there and you handled it, he goes, you righted the ship with that one joke.
Yeah.
And then you got him to tune in because he said he's had hosts that have yelled at the crowd. Like I was saying, you didn't lose your comment. He goes, they've yelled, they've screamed, they've gotten mad. He goes, once you lose control up there, you might as well just put your mic back in the stand and walk off.
Mm.
I was doing a show at during the same time that Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle were in the city,
Mhm.
and
I went to that. That was
You went to that show?
that show.
Oh, okay. 'Cause-
Not
awesome.
Will's show.
Awesome.
Was it good? Good for you.
Awesome. I'm glad you got to see two of the best comedians in the world when you could have seen three regular Oklahoma City comedians. But no, Woo, okay.
You missed
should've
your
seen
chance.
this for free. You know what?
We all know I'm not good at choosing men,
Good
so
guy. It was an all male card too.
yeah. And I
But-
chose the black men, of
but-
course. So
The right ones. Yeah.
yes, the
But
right ones.
the
Finally.
and I'm sure they made you laugh too. But
Nah.
even the host was up there. The host was up there, and the crowd wasn't laughing at what they were doing.
Mhm.
And the host was like, "I guess you guys probably rather be at the Paycom Center watching
Yeah.
Chappelle and Rock." And I looked from the back of the room, and I was just like, "No." And then I found the host, and I was like, "Don't say shit like that
Yeah.
to the crowd, because you should be happy that they're in here."
Right.
You know what I
they
mean?
chose
so
this.
Mhm.
just because they wasn't laughing at yo stuff don't mean they won't laugh at. And this
Right.
was up top. Like
oh, yeah, at the
when he
beginning.
opened the show, like, yo, you can't do that.
That's
Yeah.
like when comics say, I'm not funny. Well, the audience is going
Yeah.
to believe you.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to, why, like, or yeah, that's not funny,
It's
or
like
I'm
let
not
them
funny.
decide that, not tell them
Or
what they.
don't
That
put-
joke's stupid.
That joke's stupid. Don't put that
Yeah.
stuff out there.
Right.
Don't. It's like,
That's in you.
that's,
Mhm.
That has nothing to do with them.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
undersell and over deliver in comedy. It doesn't work like that. If
Yeah.
you're underselling yourself, you're gonna be that on stage,
Mhm.
undersold.
I mean, it's like a sales job. If
Yeah.
you don't think you're funny,
Mhm.
why would the audience think you're funny?
Well, I think that too, like you said, it's a sales job. I think there's a lot of truth to that, right? Because
Yeah.
a lot of people that are in sales end up finding their way, or good at sales, end up finding their
Mhm.
way into comedy, because it's very. One of the things you said is when you walk out to the crowd and you look for who you're dealing with.
Mhm.
I do that just because I'm, and again, it this is what
I worked in sales.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I work in a restaurant.
yeah.
Yeah.
So my reference is walking into people's homes. If I see an old person and it's a crowd full of old people,
Yeah.
I know, all right, grandparents' jokes, anything that's cute. But also, you're not going to talk to them like you would talk to a bunch of people in cowboy hats and cowboy boots.
Yeah, I'm making 6'7" jokes.
Yeah, or a bunch of stoners.
Oh, you might just for the fun of it. Hey, look, she's 6'7". You're not going to make it.
I saw somebody giving a fast food worker a hard time because he wouldn't call out that number. Because that was the kid's number.
Oh.
He was like, "Come on, man! Will you just say it out loud? And he's standing right next to me, dude. Will you take your burger and get out my face, please?"
6, and then the one that comes after 6.
1 plus 66. You gotta start doing that now.
The order before 68. The order before.
Just give us
68.
healthcare. Then we ain't gotta do this. Just give us healthcare, dude.
Elect some women, please. Elect some women.
That's just you at the Brahms, like whenever you're on that. But okay, so headlining, we're kind of seeing doing the ads, promoting yourself, selling yourself, being an actual human on stage, and being in the moment, in the room. What personally would you recommend for someone who's coming up 3 years in? I did a headline show last year, so calm down.
I also hosted for that.
Best host. All right.
Yeah.
That's why he's back. Also, the ultimate homie. I appreciate it.
Why?
But yeah, there's a few other people that be on that as well. Cepeda Cheeks is coming. He said he's going to do it.
Yeah.
And Matt Farrell. It's the people have helped me a lot throughout the year.
That's
So that's the idea. Yeah.
Adrian Dole just did that same thing and had me on it, and it was nice.
Yeah.
He wanted to do something big for himself, and so to be called on by anybody really that has a belief in you is flattering.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're like the spiritual guide, I feel like, whenever you go in, and when you go to Bricktown, you don't know the waters you're about to step into for the next, if you stick with it. You think the battle is getting on stage and writing jokes, but it becomes very spiritual after a little while.
Yeah.
The battle is with yourself.
Yeah.
It really is. It's the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror. No disrespect.
But that's why you've helped me along. Like I said, in different places. Like when I first started, one of the things that I didn't like calling my son my stepson, because I was like, I raised that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's my son. And but he was like, but no, dude, your joke's gonna be better. And then I was like, oh, you can lie. You can just lie.
You really can. It's just an embellishment on the things that you've. All my jokes are written from the truest of places. You know what I mean? And that's how you get the best out of your jokes, and that's how you get the best reception. You know what I'm saying? Because people can relate to things that are similar to what they've gone through.
Right.
The audience isn't stupid.
They
know
aren't.
when you're being authentic, and they know when you're full of it.
Yeah.
They know.
I was with this one girl last night.
Yeah.
No.
No, you weren't. No, you
Nah,
weren't.
I drove by your house. You was at home.
Thanks, Mom. Well, one of my favorite things is that I've been able to do with this is with my old man. He didn't get to see me for a long time, just because I think he was a little like, Nick's doing this, you know?
Yeah.
But then he also saw me at that Bringer show, or the one where the owners were here for at the Bricktown Comedy Club, and that was his first time coming out to see me. And he goes, "Oh shit, you're good." And that, but if he would have saw me before that,
Right.
you know, it wouldn't have been as welcome. But he used to come to our shows back in the day.
Oh, and for music, right? Yeah.
His garage was where we practiced 2 or 3 times a week at least. We would practice.
If you guys weren't at least good enough, he'd have been like, "Hey, get your friends and
Right.
get shit out of my garage, please."
He'd come in. Well, Mom kept us there. She was the reason why. But we would play, and he would come in, and he'd be like, "Where's the hog's leg at?" Which is, you know what hog's leg is? It's a joint, but it's bent. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks like a hog's leg. So he would be like, "Where's the hog's leg at?" He don't get on the internet. But and then he would go, "Y'all need to get better," and then just leave.
That's what you want.
Yeah,
Come in
that's
and
what you want.
smoke with us, and then
get out. Then tell us how crappy we were, and then fucking leave.
That's definitely dad motivation right there. Well, I'm finna shut him up.
But it didn't work.
Nope. we never got better.
Here's what I did. I just was like, you know how you're a foreman? I'm gonna go ahead and be a contractor. That's it. Show you. And now he works for me. There you go. There's but no, my question to you, headliner, what advice would you give a guy in my position? Was like the top advice that you would give?
What do you mean your position?
About to headline, probably only 3 years in, if you could only impart some knowledge.
If somebody was going to headline a show for the first or second time,
Yeah.
I would just say everything we've already
Yeah,
talked
I mean,
about.
All
yeah,
right.
all those.
I think I got it.
I say go into it not like this is the big one. Go into it like I got more to do after this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that way it relieves a lot of the pressure.
So you were there last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How'd you feel about the show then?
I thought it was fantastic. It probably ran a little bit longer than it should have because I could feel the audience. You know, they were checking down maybe 15 into yours. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's also still on the host too. You know what I mean? So that was a learning experience for me as a host. So this year, yeah, you can blame me if you want to. So this time around, we're gonna make sure we keep the energy at a different level. So by the time I'm doing the final announcements, they're still, you know what I mean? They still got some energy.
Leave them wanting more.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you remember last year it was more of a comedy on the spot than it felt like an actual show.
Yeah, because you had Tam and them up in there, and Tam and them was asking a lot of questions. Dude had on a green Christmas suit. So, yeah, they were ready to party.
I remember last year because you had all your material and you were probably nervous about like how I'm going to tell all these jokes, and then you didn't even get to tell any of it because you were just riffing. And...
I remember you saying a few times, "Yeah, so I'm an electrical contractor." And we were like, "Dude, we know that. Everybody knows it about you."
That's the thing is like everybody that was there was your friends and family, so it's pretty easy to.
So load the room.
Load the room.
Make sure everybody knows who you are.
And then just go into. I wish that I could have done most of my closing sets like I knew there was something coming. You know what I'm saying? Because I was doing them like they were the last ones, and that puts so much. It's just unnecessary pressure.
It's treated like that's something that you continue to come back to, the pressure. Yeah, the pressure of this, but it's really just a step before the next.
Yeah, just keep going. You know what I mean? It's like the first game of the season. Like this ain't the championship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got a game tomorrow. So.
Yeah, we do actually. Bamboo Room will be December 13th, right after.
I don't know how I supposed to pump him up.
We got Big A coming with a few of his crew from Texas. That'll be fun. Let's see. Okay, well.
Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff.
Got a lot of good. I don't know what else is left, man. Thank you all so much.
You got no more questions? You got me up this early and got no more questions.
You got some questions for us? You got some questions that you want to be? How come I haven't been on here?
No, man. I'm just.
What was that spiritual shit about?
I'm glad to be in the seat. Yeah. So I watch these videos whenever they pop up.
Nice.
So
thank y'all so much. This has been so beautiful to talk to you guys again. Thanks for coming back, and everybody check out Nick Campbell headlining at Put a Cork in It, December 12th. With some really great people.
You can get some Thunder Championship shirts from Will Davis. Just go ahead and hit him up online.
Also, my band,
Big Willie style.
Yeah, my band Enrique and the Sun Chips will be playing a special set. You know what I'm saying? We are on our garden salsa tour right now.
Okay.
That garden salsa flavor.
Do y'all
Sun
have
Chips.
any shows coming up you want to shout out for the people?
Yeah, where they can find you.
Yeah, and social media.
My shows right now are kind of
town.
like all over. So anyways, but you can find me on TikTok at Julie Comedy and then the #1 or at Instagram at Julie Comedy. That'd be the easiest way.
Right. Yeah. Keep up with everything you've got going on. You do a lot of shows. Will, you got anything?
December 12th. Catch me at Put a Cork in It hosting for the fantastic Nick Campbell as he does his headline set. I don't have anything really booked. It's humbling, but it's also motivating. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a slow time of year.
Yeah, it's also the end of the year. Nobody's coming out.
And you're on social media.
I'm Willie Funny.
On Instagram.
On Instagram.
I always love that name.
me and my friend Eva, shout out to Eva, came up with it drunk one night at Good Times. She was like, "No, you should do this."
It's good. So, I like it.
All right. Well, thanks.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah, come out to the show. That's all I know.
All right, that's it.
Thanks. Bye.
Great.
Great job. Great job. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the information.